Welcome back, everyone, to DBDLeague. This is week 6, the second day, and we are having 2 more best of 3s today. Yesterday, we had the exciting matches between Trauma and Zero Practice that ended for Trauma. We had Eternal playing, we had Calamity and Oboy, so what we have today, but Tremor and Sinners with another very, very nice one that we finished off today. Now sorting my mind, we are having Calamity facing Oboy, a very, very intense matchup here for the playoffs, and also because both of them are really, really close together in the standings, and Ariandel facing Eternal. We'll talk about that in a second. Before, let me introduce my wonderful guest. Unfortunately, it is not Blueberry. She couldn't make it today, and due to the very late notice for us, we couldn't switch the campfire chat anymore, so please forgive us on that. But we got a very, very nice person instead. A big shout out for jumping in last second. Rayoxium is back. Welcome in.
Hello, hello. Glad to be back again for a second day. Here to cast Calamity versus Oboy. I will not be casting the second game, just the first one. So you guys only have to deal with me for about like an hour or two. And today's matchup, they're going to be very, very good matches. I actually haven't been having the pleasure to cast Oboy, so I've seen a lot of Calamity. I've casted a lot of Calamity games. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that I'm probably gonna be rooting for them because I've stuck with them for a while. But that leaves that Dyer here has to root for Oboy. What do you think about our games today?
Yeah, rooting for Oboy will be easy because of the matchup we are facing here. Oboy and Calamity, they are these teams that every time you see them, you can tell how much they enjoy playing competitive DBD. They love challenges. They are not becoming scared when there's a difficult win condition. They are pulling these techs like in the early week, in the first week, the first matches we were watching was Oboy versus Eternal, and they pulled an unbreakable pick up into a flashlight save against Zaka on Spirit on the Wrecker's Yard. You all have witnesses during the highlight video as well. They're definitely a moment to remember. So Oboy is this team that can come out of nowhere, lurking around the corner and then striking very quickly. We have seen, though, Calamity can do the same against Elysium. We have seen them playing really, really well. So it's not a clean matchup, and it's not an easy matchup that we're facing today, especially with that pressure coming out for the playoff qualification. And the Demogorgon here, Ray, to open this best of 3, I feel like is a perfect test about the mechanical skill.
And I have seen Calamity play in a Demogorgon set, and I can definitely say with confidence, I'm looking forward to seeing how they played this set as well. It's not actually their pick, it is Oboy's pick, picking the Demogorgon. And you know what? I might not have picked it considering how the last one went, but we definitely get to see all the organization from the survivors because this is on Azeroth's resting place, which is a big map for such a low tier killer such as Demogorgon, who has a lot of perk restrictions from the killer side. You can't have Scourge Hook Pain Resonance, which is a very important slowdown perk to have, but not allowed to have it in a Demogorgon set this time. So we'll have to see what the killers pull out for their builds. We'll have to see how the survivors play for this map, for the organization, for the body blocks, for the saves. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm actually more looking forward to the next killer in this set, which is the Dredge.
Yeah, the Dredge will be an interesting killer as well, since we are going to see the Midwich Elementary School. And Midwich Elementary School is so great to watch. Babbo is my absolute favorite when it comes to the Dredge on the Midwich Elementary School. Unfortunately, Oboy and Calamity cannot give us that today, so yeah, a little bit of a sad news there for everyone. But the Dredge has so much potential. The map pressure is amazing. The teleports back and forth are amazing. You can create some chaos during nightfall, especially. And this is another nice test, right? We're coming out of the Demogorgon and we are trying to test the teams based on their mechanical skill, and right afterwards we are basically testing, is the team chemistry and the team communication strong enough to not get into the difficult moment where you are getting confused, where a lot of chaos is happening, any sort like this. So we're basically testing these two elements, if that's going to work. And then, if that's all not enough, the Oni, Ray, to be honest, everyone's favorite tiebreaker.
Everyone's favorite tiebreaker indeed. He is considered a lower tier killer, having incredibly strict balancing, played on the famous comp tower, but a very high skill killer when they have their demon dash ability. So we'll definitely see back and forth play from both of these teams, both the first two sets being lower tier killers with not so much skill expression, more macro heavy gameplay, and then possibly a tiebreaker of that. But we don't even want to go to tiebreaker because these teams, they're so neck and neck in the standings of these games that they want to win 2-0. But they're very, very close. So we'll have to see exactly what they can pull out for us today.
And that's going to be the moment where we have to justify our predictions a bit more. You said Calamity. You forced me into taking Oboy. Just clearing that for the start. I was forced to take it. But yeah, it's easy to root for Oboy here, because when I look at the killers now, just to explain this a little bit deeper, we need this team chemistry. Oboy has played years together. Oboy has shown us in so many special moments that they can pull something special. This is what you need against the Dredge, for example. And then you can take this confidence that you hopefully earn throughout the trial. We can use that for an Oni match, because Oni is played with chemistry, efficiency, and confidence. You need to loop. You cannot hand out an injury early. So Oboy, for me, has every single aspect of what it takes to be really, really good here. How do you feel about Calamity, considering the killers also? Where's your special point where you say that's why Calamity is taking it?
Okay, so I have been casting a lot of Calamity games, and I have been seeing exactly what they can do. Calamity survivors are just a hive mind. They are so connected. You can see it in their gameplay. Their chemistry just works so very well. Their generator pressure as well always seems to just be phenomenal. You'd be looping for 2 minutes, and it feels like they get like 10 minutes worth of generators done. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing how they do that again for our matches today, especially during the Dredge set, which is a somewhat smaller of a map. It's Midwich Elementary, and not many people really think about it, but Dredge also kind of gets a kickstart on his power when he gets his first hit. You know, the Nightfall is what it's called. It charges faster when there's just an injury, and the Nightfall is a very, very good time for the Dredge to teleport all around the map, get a lot more information on where the other survivors are, and potentially get a good snowball going. So we'll have to see how the survivors will be playing to prevent that first hit. I'm sure that Calamity will do a very good job of preventing that sort of stuff. Midwich does have a lot of safe pallets that you can run to over and over again. So we'll have to see how long it takes that first hit to start the game.
Yeah, that's a good summary, I would say. And it also shows the difference between the quality we are facing here, potentially, this very huge efficiency, team chemistry, and this vibing together from Oboy against this mechanical, tactical, also calculating gameplay from Laser almost there, with what is bringing an earlier Nightfall, everything that we know from our hat of balance in DBDL there. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will set up the game in the background. We already have the players in the lobby, so the upcoming break should be relatively short, yet we are sending you honest short intermission, and we will see you right after a short break.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first match of the day. Oboy versus Calamity, and we have Oboy on killer. This is their pick, and it is Demogorgon on the Azabrov's resting place, an M1 killer on a very, very big map. This is going to call for a lot of organization from the survivors, some body blocks perhaps, some pallet saves perhaps. We'll have to see, and we are chasing our first survivor who is running to the main building. This is Rocket playing, and we will definitely have to... Oh, did I get the team mixed up? No, I did not. All right, Dire, take it from here.
No, you are
Oh
all
my
good.
God.
It's okay. As we said in camera, we dragged you last second in here. Ray was not supposed to be here today. Thank you again for taking over so spontaneously. Pale is going to be the next one, and since his username is Pale Loop, we are expecting quite a good chase there. You want to waste some time early on here, taking a lot as you can from the Demogorgon, but unfortunately that's going to be a relatively quick injury coming out here in this jungle gym. We have thrown the pallet as well, so we are forced to make this outside loop, and that's going to be a relatively quick down against the weaker M1 killer. One survivor is setting up towards the save. Hitboxes is on a gen together with Jiggy there, but so far the pressure not so high on the side of Calamity here. Not the best start, especially when we remember, Ray, and this is potentially why Calamity also has a reason to come in strong here. Their Demogorgon set against Xeno from the last week was an absolute dream of a Demogorgon set for a survivor game, and it seems like Oboy and especially Rocket here are making it difficult for them.
Indeed, and that's definitely what we're going to need. The actual save comes out very, very early, and we know in a Demogorgon set, there's actually no anti-tunnel perks allowed. There's no decisive strike, so Pele Loop is actually gonna have to just rely on his teammates to keep him alive, and also maybe just his wits about him. Oh, and his crouch stick! Dang it! But we know that he's not going down just yet. He is going to be taking himself and putting him all the way over here. That fast save might be due to the fact that Pele Loop was hooked right next to some generators that had a lot of progress. They wanted to get him out of there and take him on this other side, and we'll go down here at this edge filler pallet that's going to catapult them into having the survivor on the second stage. And on this side of the map that does have a 3-gen still available, so that could be potentially difficult for them to break and save this person at the same time. The survivors will have to be organized to sort of beat Rocket at this game that he is setting up right here.
And Rocket is looking for more, already going into the next chase with the timeout. That's going to be an injury as well. Pale 50 seconds away from the elimination early on. Yeah, we got 2 generators out of the way, but against the weaker M1 killer, this is still a very good result for the killer early on. And if he would be able to go for the tunnel out and force the 3-run, that would be such a success here. But it seems like Jiggy is coming in, taking a hit as well, giving Pale a little bit of distance here to go for a longer run. Jiggy might even take the fall down here, making sure that the team member is able to make it all the way to the midsection. Rocket a little bit too optimistic here on this shred, wanted to get the survivor out as quick as he can, but this pallet will not be reached in time. Pale going down, 2 survivors up there on a generator. Our hitboxes, Jiggy and Daimao, all spread together there right next to the hook, and that's going to be the quick down. Yeah, Rocket here, an absolute blast from the beginning. Good showing. Exactly what we are trying to see and exactly what we are trying to expect from a survivor team here. So Calamity has every reason to be kind of proud here.
Because this sort of start is exactly what you're going for. There is a death with 2 generators left. They did try to save, possibly to get that survivor out of a situation where they're getting camped and protecting, the killer is like camping them and protecting generators at the same time. However, that did sort of catapult the survivor into losing that time of just sitting on top of the hook. And now they're just kind of out of the game. There was no anti-tunnel perks, there was nothing allowed. So they just put them on the hook 3 times, and now it's a 3v1 with 2 generators left and only a little bit of generator progress to speak of. And yes, the map is split, so that will allow us to try to pressure both sides of the map and get these generators done. But the Demogorgon still has the ability to chase people and get a lot more hook stages than otherwise we could have had. And also, you can tell at the top corner of all of our perks, we have Know It as well, making it so it could be a really spicy endgame.
A spicy endgame indeed. No one escapes death can come in clutch, and it has turned some trials significantly especially when we get that very, very wanted fresh hook towards the end. Daimao going back towards the shack here, trying to keep the Demogorgon busy this time. Oboy needs some time for themselves now. They lost Tali early on, but Rocket is a little bit too strong here, gets the down as well by forcing Daimao all the way behind the shack. Yeah, that is giving Jiggy and Hitboxes quite some room on the generators, but when we are looking there, 2 generators are unfortunately on the top side for the killers. So with all that pressure that we applied on the survivor side of Oboy here, we unfortunately were not able to defend a 3 generator setup. That would be the dream right here, having a 3 gen on the bottom side. Now Oboy kind of having access to these gens might lead them to Daimao getting into second stage and them just worrying about the gens on the top side there.
And we are only slowdown perk available. Pop Goes the Weasel does get applied to that generator right there, but another generator gets done on the other side of the map. We're going to be tunneling Daimao again, who is already injured, so this chase won't be taking very long. Hitboxes and Jiggy are free to do as many generators as they possibly can, but will it be enough? Can Daimao buy enough time? We know that maybe there won't be enough time to actually get him tunneled out by the time the endgame rolls around. But again, we do have Noed, so we could slug the last 2 survivors and turn it into a 4K. We'll have to see what Rocket can do. We did see another survivor didn't go down and double on that generator. Instead is hovering on this side of the map, possibly trying to save Daimao or make it so the Pop Goes the Weasel is applied to this generator right here. We are splitting pressure a little bit. Rocket is also pressuring the whole map, though. We're gonna walk our way all the way down to this side where we did see Jiggy working on a generator earlier. Rocket knows this and he wants to apply the pressure on this side of the map too, to delay the end game just as long as possible, except he comes down here and doesn't spot out a survivor just yet. No, we see him right here hiding at this edge pallet. We're gonna try to play it. Are we gonna win a 50-50? Gonna get some shreds here? No, we go for a shred and we missed it! Jiggy doing a good job of not giving any M1 early tag. Throws a firecracker. It does not blind. But now we are stuck on this side of the map. Goes for another shred and misses it again. Jiggy getting jiggy with it. Doing a good job of wasting the killer's time while Hitboxes and Daimao are on the other side of the map, possibly working on a generator. Rocket thinks so as well and goes over here to find generator progress. Kicks it again and is gonna look around to see if he can find the other survivors who are stealthing on this side.
Yeah, it feels like the survivor side of Oboy is warmed up here on the Azeroth resting place, and against the Demogorgon they are looking more and more confident. Never mind, because Daimao is unaware where Rocket really is and is unfortunately going down. 50% on that final generator right here. Will they be able to defend that? That's the question. Hitboxes is trying to progress the generator as fast as he can, but we already have the teleportation over here with our portals, and that's going to be the regression onto this gen, especially with the Pop Goes the Weasel. That's a really huge punishment. Jiggy would need to make a rotation now, or being responsible for a long chase. It is Jiggy that we find over here, so Hitboxes could go back onto the generator, and Jiggy needs to do Jiggy things again, just like in the previous chase. Nice waiting there on the corner of the TNL, making sure that he's not vaulting too early and losing this relatively 50-50 mind game. Going for a vault here as well. The triple vault coming out. Now Rocket knows that the window is blocked, but we do make enough distance to go all the way for the pallet, and Rocket, the survivors over here. Please don't go in standby mode. Please continue the chase with our survivor. Jiggy going for an absolute run here, and oh boy, better hands down the MVP medal, because Jiggy with 2 insane chases this trial, really pulling it back for his team here. Being responsible for so much ends unfortunately in the punishment with the no one escapes death. And now is the interesting question, ladies and gentlemen, what happens with Hitboxes? Is he able to escape the trial? Will we see 3 stages out of the door? The answer is yes. That's going to be 3 clean kills with 3 stages each, but Hitboxes going out of the door, and not only going out of the door, also as a fresh up. That's a great comeback by Oboy here. It looked a lot more dangerous in the mid game, I would say, because there because there we really had this problem that the generators were not coming out too fast. We had the elimination early on, and I was a little bit worried. And considering that, Ray, I feel like the fresh out here is a good reward for the comeback.
Indeed, and that will be 3, 6, 9 stages, 3 fresh. That could be a hard result to beat, but we have not seen that happen before. We've definitely seen some teams come back. So we will have to take a moment, guys. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to switch sides, and we will have the other team killing against Calamity. Don't go anywhere, everybody. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone. We are apologizing for the delay, and with apologizing, we mean we apologize on behalf of Calamity and Oboy and Behavior, actually, because we had some struggle getting the players into the lobby. Now everything is set and prepared. Pale is facing Hein, Rocket, Lactrin, and Laser. And we have a very easy win condition. We definitely need some outs on the Calamity side, and we got a fresh out in the previous trial. So 4 stages out of the door is what we need here. 8 stages for the killer, 9 stages as a 3K would be tie, and 9 stages on 4 individual survivors would be a win, since that is our 3rd win condition. Let's see what we are doing first. The survivors are spreading towards the other side of the map, trying to attack the generators as quick as they can. Lactrin, however, will be caught doing so and will enter the first chase here with our killer. Pale, that's going to be an injury as well. Crouch tech did not work successfully. Balanced landing didn't work either, and almost we are talking about the first down here, but we are reaching the pallet, and a good vault coming in as well. Especially these mind games here on this relatively unsafe pallet after it's being dropped can be tricky. Do we make it to the edge map pallet? The answer is yes, and now we need to win the patience game. Lactrin with a good move and then rotating away. Ladies and gentlemen, take the copybooks out, because this is how competitive DBD is played. When the killer is making a mistake and enters a short cooldown, you really want to use the time you earn for making some distance, and Lactrin did that really, really well here. Now he will go down, but it comes to the price of a generator.
That was looking kind of dire in the very first minute there. That looked like, to me, it was going to be a 2-tap, but Lactrin does waste a lot of time buying it, so a generator does get done. I'm sure there's another one that's not far behind. We do have a little bit of difference in build as well. We have forced hesitation. The survivors are probably aware of it now. So when you down a survivor, any survivor that's close by will also be slowed just a little bit. We do find another survivor working over here. It is Hein. He was trying to get this generator banged out, but it is not done yet, and it gets applied by Pop Goes the Weasel, and a save happens right into Lactrin. Kind of like last game where they saved to get a survivor out of a bad situation. And now Lactrin is just going to have to take his chase potential and get to a different side of the map. Go for a shred, but it is a miss. And we see another survivor who is hovering. It is Laser trying to take a body block hit to ensure that Lactrin doesn't go down too quick. If the Demogorgon is deciding to commit to this chase right here, he wants to get his tunnel out. He wants to get some more map pressure. Lactrin is making it to the complete other side of the map. It is taking so long to get here, and we get to a safe pallet, which is Shack, so we have to kick it. Lactrin has nothing but his chase ability left. Are we going to be going down here? There are no body blocks. Is there? Oh, I lied. There was a body block, but it doesn't happen. Rocket tries to get in there last second, but it isn't enough. Able to dodge a shred. We do have another generator. Yes, it does get done in time. Rocket does take a hit, but Lactrin is on the ground. The Demogorgon will be turning back and taking his hook.
And this hook stage is only the second one so far, and I would like to really put the pronunciation onto the second hook stage, because in the previous trial we have seen a lot more during this time. We already had an elimination on the survivor team on Oboy, and this time Calamity here, showing us why they are strong. on this killer and why they are known for the Demogorgon, especially since they have just played phenomenal on the Survivor side against Xeno. So they're showing us this again. Lactrin being saved from the hook rotation towards another generator that needs the full repair. So it's all looking good so far for Calamity. Now is the only danger that you're getting a little bit too confident, maybe a little bit overcommitment onto the generator or losing a quick mind game. We have no one escapes death. That's also going to be tricky here, and Hein not only with the dodge, also with the perfectly timed stun afterwards. So we are adding some additional seconds, and we are missing the shred onto the pallet there. That's unfortunate. Now we are destroying this second pallet onto Rocket here, but it feels a little bit like our killer is struggling. Pale not really able to take the control over the Azeroth's resting place here. Calamity kind of feels like they are free to do whatever they would like to, and that's really punishing for the killer here.
And also, double unfortunately, Lactrin, who was our tunnel out, is safe now, has been healed, and is on the other side of the map, doing generators, just, progressing the game. Oh, tries to go for a swing there, but is not able to connect. It's a little bit hard to get through that little opening right there. Now we're just kind of trying to bang out some hook stages. Maybe we can beat that win con by placing hooks onto more fresh survivors. But like you said, we don't have a no one escapes death. Our safety net is not there. We can't just slug everybody in the end game. And also, especially here, we have some teamwork coming from Calamity, taking some hits. Rocket had adrenaline, so he took the hit, but is healed immediately. And we have all of our survivors who are on the gate. They're all running around. And even right here, if we hook Laser and place him up on the hook, that only gives us 5 stages if they leave him. So it is definitely looking like the set will be going to Calamity.
Yeah, that seems to be the case. I don't see any chance how Pale is doing this, except he would press, I don't know, F7 and opening his cheat program and then flying around the map collecting the survivors. They also go for an insane for the people play in the exit gate. That's a sheesh. Calamity pulling all the strategies when they are already escaping the trial and winning. Yeah, that was dominance early on. Azeroth's resting place here was a very, very clear decision towards Calamity. Oboy needs to recover from that. Oboy needs to come out much more confident here, especially on the killer side. This is something that I missed a little bit here on the Demogorgon. Ray, maybe real quick, talking about the upcoming killer, we will have the Dredge. What is important now for Oboy to take it back?
Well, definitely they are going to have to go into this next game with more confidence. I don't know if it will be Palelu playing Dredge for them again. I apologize earlier for the confusion of teams. The scorecard confused me. All right, it's a Sunday morning. But definitely, Oboy picked Dredge and will be playing first for us next game. We'll have to see what kind of organization Calamity will pull for on Midwich, which is, a map that is very, very small, but has a lot of safe pallets. Possibly we'll be seeing the survivors try to delay that first hit to delay the nightfall being started. So Oboy will have to play maybe a hit and run strategy. Maybe they'll go for the classic tunnel out strategy. Whatever we do have to see. We will be taking a moment, guys. We'll get everybody set up, and we will be staying on the same side. Don't go anywhere, everybody. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone, to the third trial between Calamity and Oboy. Calamity playing on the survivor side, and Oboy with Jiggy need to smash it here in the killer trial because they are down by a set point. Midwich Elementary School, an absolute great habit for the Dredge. You can teleport quickly around the map using all the lockers. The nightfall can cause a lot of chaos later on, and in general, even the classroom pallets can become mind gameable with your power. First stun coming out by Laser, taking a lot of distance by holding W down the hallway. Jiggy is unlocking some of the teleportation destinations. We are moving around a little bit, trying to find the first survivor that is working on the generator, and Calamity seems to have a more chill approach here and a little bit more careful. They don't want to get into chase too quickly, but we have spotted one survivor down the hallway. That's going to be Hein in the first chase here.
And we did see Laser already use one of those really safe pallets to try to delay the hit from happening. Also, Hein is doing a good job of not giving up a first hit either. Jiggy will be breaking out this door. This can be a little bit safer. And we're gonna run into this room. However, that pallet is gone. No, Laser already used it. So that will be the first hit coming through. Sloppy Butcher applied, meaning that it will take longer to heal if Jiggy does decide to leave this chase. However, we are committing. We do need to catapult ourselves into starting those hook stages. So we are running over here, and look, there's another safe pallet. We're gonna be throwing this, making it so that we cannot get down no matter what breaks it. Is Jiggy going to continue to commit to this? We do have the other survivors who are sitting on generators, banging them out. Corruptor Dimension does go away before the very first down happens, but now we're going into an area that does not actually have that safe of a pallet. Hyde playing a little greedy, but Jiggy getting stuck on this little generator right here. Going for a swing, it does not hit. Are we gonna go for another swing and it does not hit? Are we gonna be able to delay illegal? Oh my god, 2 generators are done, and Hyde is going for some crazy plays, but does go down through a pallet.
And that looked rather unfortunate on the screen of Hein there potentially, but it's the first hook stage. But the punishment of 2 gens already completed is huge by Calamity here. They haven't wasted a single second and made sure that they will put all the efficiency into the gens. It seems like besides these 2 generators though, we are only starting new generators from the get-go, so there's no third generator currently under repair progress. And Jiggy is now moving a little bit around, trying to find additional survivors on the generators, with that moving back towards the hook as well to monitor the hook stage and pushing Hein hopefully into the second stage here. But we will need a little bit more than just vibing next to Hein and trying to monitor the second hook stage. We'll need some injuries here and there. Our Sloppy is currently not doing too much for our killer yet. We will need to force them into this difficult decision. Do we go for a reset and give up on the generators for a moment, or will we just smash through the gens? And then also the teleports becoming more and more dangerous. Laser will take a trade here, getting Hein off the hook though before the second hook stage is coming in just in time. Great coordination there by Calamity. Jiggy teleporting immediately after Hein, trying to force the double stack, and that, my mate, is not even hitting from South America. That was a very ambitious swing. Sorry to disappoint you, but Hein will get away. One survivor has to rotate to get Laser up. That's a good move for our killer here, but still the survivor team definitely deciding at the moment what's happening on mid-witch here.
And we are still trying to go for our tunnel out. Laser, who's actually injured, comes in for the body block instead of somebody who's healthy. I'm not sure the decision. Maybe they didn't want to spread around the Sloppy Butcher. Laser will be taking a nice little nap there on the ground again. And just delaying this down, delaying the Pop Goes a Weasel charge, delaying the tunnel out. You know, Pedro or Rocket, they were in there as well. They were healthy, but they do not want to take a hit, even though Hein will be going down. That generator must have a lot of progress. They don't want to let this generator go. They don't want it to get popped and apply a little bit of eruption. Yes, it was Pedro in there. Will we be able to get this hook in time? That would be really, really huge. Getting that regression started on that generator. We take our second stage onto Hein. Laser does get picked up and is healed. So all the other survivors are reset. Are we going to be able to have enough time to come over here and kick this? Yes, the survivor left. They decided it wasn't enough time. That'll be really good. Pop Goes a Weasel right there. Hein does get saved, however, and we do see Pedro playing a little aggressive. He wants to get this generator done. He's going to hop back on it as soon as possible. Jiggy is trying to look for Hein, the tunnel out. We don't have reset perks allowed for Dredge because... Oh, I spot the reason why Laser is the one taking body block hits. He is Metal of Man, and it has been charged by 2 stacks, meaning if he takes 1 more protection hit, then he will have a free hit he can use at any other time in the trial. However, Jiggy does not want to go for the tunnel out. He wants to go back to the generator that has a lot of progress. Didn't think it was worth the time investment. Now we're just going to go for some M1 hits onto other people. We take a tag here onto Pedro and possibly committing to this as well. We lost our tunnel out. That's huge for Calamity as survivors, making it so it's not a 3v1 as early as possible. Jiggy might try to find Hein again. Is this who this is? Yes, we find Hein, even though he got away and is healed. We're still hot on the trail of our tunnel out, which could catapult us into 3v1, making it so our pressure is a lot easier to obtain.
And this pressure will be needed on the killer side, though, not on the survivor side that are currently smashing and smashing and smashing a pallet onto the killer's head. The killer needs to smash and needs to pressure. And there's the fourth generator as well. I feel bad for Jiggy here because you can feel how he's trying. We have seen the ideas during the game, returning to the hook stage, trying to guard the generators as well. And there is generator number 5. What a dominance by Team Calamity here. They are not joking around at all. Maybe Calamity and Oboy are with the same standings in terms of win and loss ratio, but they are not at all the same right here, right now, in terms of who's dominating the other part. A quick unhook already in the distance, and we have switched Survivor instead of camping our fresh hook, so we can only hope that Rocket will go down here and that Rocket finds his way to a hook, because if the killer will not be able to down and hook Rocket and we are losing more stages throughout the door, that would be incredibly bad. And we see Survivor blocking the door as well, so forcing our killer into the teleport in the locker, and we kinda lost the track of the Survivor. We are also forced to spend a little bit of additional time in the locker here, since we have locked it in the courtyard. That's going to be all the survivors moving out of the door, and we lost the stages. Sometimes it can be so much better to camp a fresh hook that you earned and not becoming even more greedy beyond that. Ray, that is a catastrophe for Oboy here.
And that will be 3 stages, 2 fresh. That is a fantastic result for the killer of Calamity to pull through. You get your tunnel out, and then you just hook one other survivor. That is going to be a very, very difficult result for Oboy to play against, and this is their pick for their killer. So we'll have to see exactly what the survivor team of Oboy will be doing in the next game. Don't go anywhere, everybody. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our 4th match today of Calamity versus Oboy. We have taken a moment, and now we have YoCat killing for Calamity against the survivor team of Oboy. And oh boy, do we have a tall order to meet, because the Oboy killer last match got, I believe, 3 stages, 2 fresh. So YoCat, in order to beat that, will need to get either 3 stages on 3 different survivors or just 4 stages altogether. And we'll definitely have to see if YoCat can pull that through. We already have some generator progress. These survivors need to play aggressive, but also defensive. At the same time, they're gonna need to pull out some crazy mind games, some loops, some body blocks, and some organization. We'll have to see if they can pull through. Dyer, what do you think is going to happen this game?
I like that you're saying that they need to play aggressive and defensive at the same time. We'll see if they can show you that, Ray, if you will be satisfied afterwards with their performance. But so far, our juke here, unfortunately, ending in an injury eventually, but that was a good attempt here by Oboy. Yeah, it definitely comes down to the first chase here. We need the pressure in the early game. We cannot go down early on. We need to give the team members the chance to go for some generators here, because we are talking about an incredible tight win condition, just a few hook stages in this trial, and then it would already be GG. So Oboy basically needs a perfect survivor game here, and we need to see a very good mind game once again, but Dunder will not make it through the window here. 50% on the generator over here, potentially the same for the other survivors, so we might be able to punish this first down with 1 or 2 generators, but after that we will need long chases as well here. And Daimao is already the next survivor in chase, and this looks like a trade coming in clutch. That's also not the best that Oboy can do right now, because we are talking about 3 stages from the previous trial. So camping Daimao to death would theoretically already be enough here.
And Yokat knows exactly what kind of win condition they are going for, and instead of just going for the tunnel out, decides to actually take on that second fresh hook. So we already met the same amount of freshes. We would just need another hook stage on another survivor to tie, but we find Dunder, who's injured right next to the hook as well. In a very, very precarious situation, because that could lead to a tunnel out as well. We do still want to play out the Shroud, even if we do meet the win condition, but this is a 50 and will be going down. We see another survivor who's trying to go in for the save right here. They do save, they got 2 generators done, but this is just still a really rough situation, especially Pallyloop gets hit through the pallet too. That will be 3 survivors who are injured, and Yokat is actually going for more. No, never mind. We'll just be taking the second stage onto Dunder right here. This is the tie condition.
Yeah, this is just rough for the team. 3 stages already. 1 more stage, and that also means Dunder going into the elimination would be enough. Oboy is going for a reset. That's very understandable when you don't have another stage to hand out, and it would all be fine if they would be able to move out of the door right here. But we need 2 more generators as well before we are able to attack the exit gates. Therefore, Oboy here with the responsibility to go for a long run. There was a little bit of locker noise, scaring off hitboxes, being afraid that Yokat would come out of the locker and just go for the down. And now Yokat, considering the win condition, making a very understandable return towards the hook stage, because even a trade would help. If Dunder goes into elimination or any rescuer is going onto the hook with the trade, that would seal the deal and the 2-0 for Team Calamity here. We do not even see an Oboy survivor just yet. Pally is only now rotating in, and that already makes me concerned about the timing there. Pally is going to take the injury as well, and now we can only play out the trial. I'm interested to see how good Yokat can keep Oboy under control here, because finishing it off with a 4K would be even better.
Yes, a 4K would be exactly what we would want to see. I know that if I was playing Killer, that's exactly what I would be going for. Unfortunately, they did have to take the time to heal, so they had to let Dunder pass away on that hook. Now Hitboxes and Pallyloop are the only ones injured, and we are chasing Hitboxes, so that's a pretty good deal right there. Don't have a lot of exhaustion perks to get us out of this situation. Oh, that was so close! Oh, that would have been so good! Putting into another highlights video, a grab into a flashlight blind. I saw the coordination, but unfortunately it did not come through quick enough. Dymo and Pallyloop are the only survivors left. Pallyloop working on some generators, but Dymo is hovering around. Yokat has free reign to do whatever they please. The rest of the trial has already been decided. This matchup today will be going to Calamity, a clean 2-0, exactly what they needed. But, you know, like you said, the game's not over. Yokat will be trying to get some more chases, some more downs. We have a very quick pallet drop on the safe one down here. They are not playing around. They got hit through a pallet earlier, and they are not wanting that to happen again. Trying to get some organization from the survivors here. Hitboxes does get healed by Dymo, but Pallyloop has to last just a little bit longer. He's saying to win this. It's not even a 50-50, especially when you have a little bit of an anti-loop power like Dredge. Yokat will be taking the fresh hook onto Pallyloop here. Every survivor is fresh hook now. And we are going to place him up on the hook. We actually don't have Confidence Weasel. I was so busy looking at the chases early game that I didn't even notice. We instead go for a little bit of... It's either Jolt or Surge. I can't remember. It's the Demogorgon perk that they changed the name twice. So that is an actually interesting perk that you normally don't see, but Yokat deciding to bring into this match. You're not allowed to change perks between trials. Builds have to be submitted beforehand, so we can't have a safety net like no one escape stuff just in case the survivors juice us for all 5 generators. But we didn't even need it because we've got such immense pressure all the way around the map. We do have Eruption, which we're going to apply to this generator here. And we have already applied it to that one up there. Survivors are trying to just bang out as much generators as possible, but Yokat is applying the pressure. They're not able to get anything done.
Yeah, it's just rough. It is so rough. Hitboxes. Will he maybe show us a magical chase of minutes and minutes, keeping Yokad busy here and allowing the team to go for all the gens. Unfortunately, taking an injury right away. Now using the perfect check spots right here, trying to figure out where Dredge is moving, and he will successfully hide, but only because our killer is moving back towards the gens. You can tell Yokad wants to show that he's capable of a 4K, and he wants to take away the set that Oboy picked. This is important to mention as well here. That the set that Oboy was bringing into this best of 3 ended in 3 stages for them. Hitboxes now going down, Yokad making the return here and getting hook stage number 7. Hitboxes 60 seconds away from the elimination. Daimao and Pale hooked once before, and that's going to be a quick trade. Daimao will potentially land on the hook here if we are not deciding to slug, and that's the case. Hitboxes is on a run. The killer trying to get him down as well. We don't see a quick teleport right here, not even towards the upper floor, trying to assume where hitboxes would go. Instead, going back to check on the gens here, and we are proving the game sense, knowing exactly which generator it was, and even just taking a little bit of time, pressuring the survivor off the currently worked on generator is giving us a little bit of extra time on the killer side. Ace. Oh, that's not an ace. Don't mind me moving away from the generator here as well. Daimao is the ace now being rescued, and 2 injured survivors are looping together here. Now, looping with friends is usually not the best one, but they are hiding in the courtyard trying to go for the reset. Instead, Yokad confusing the survivors again with another teleport, and this is what indicates a good dredge play on the Midwich Elementary School, when you are able to teleport so often that the survivors are slowly losing track of you. That's when it starts to all fall in place.
Just like in a Ghostface set, you'll want to be confusing, you want to try to catch them out. And Yokad has actually been taking a lot of the resources and gets a hit through that window! Oh my god. The other 2 survivors who aren't dead enough do get away, but we want to pressure the generators. We actually want to turn this, Yokad wants to turn this into a 4K2, is not letting them get any generator progress whatsoever. Look out! And he goes for a hit onto Daimao, who is also a tunnel out survivor. So if we do get a tunnel out, that will pretty much cement the 4K2. That generator at halfway to being done means that if Daimao can have just a stellar chase, gets a stun on this really terribly horrible pallet. But we do need a little bit of a longer chase. Walking through the remnant, I believe is what it's called, will make it disappear. Not able to teleport to it, however, does not buy too much time and will make this generator break from eruption and jolt and reveal the aura of Paliloop over here. Doing a little bit of heartbeat reading through the wall, trying to not let themselves get down just yet. Playing a little bit more aggressive. That is a tunnel out survivor. So if Yokad does decide to hook them, that means that the game is completely over, except Yokad does not want to let them do another generator at any cost. Will go back and kick that generator, apply eruption, and is now on hitboxes, who is completely healthy, so this is still a significant time sink. Well, Yokad, yes, he teleported. It is possibly going back to that slug. We do want to get, Yokad does want to get this trial wrapped up, does go back here, but they've been picked up and now they're running around. We have been playing on this map for quite some time now, so a lot of the resources have been used, meaning that even if the survivors want to survive, there's not a lot of tools left at their disposal to do so.
And these teleports, they're just so good. You're in one chase over there. You keep in mind how much time has passed, what generator were they working on, and then just leaving the survivor and immediately striking here. Pale had no reaction time whatsoever. It was not possible for hitboxes to call that as well. It was just a quick 180 towards the locker, instant teleport, and the instant down right there. Yokad really showing us why Oboy should have not picked the Dredge on Midwich when you're playing against Calamity. The Dredge set can really backfire against you here. Yokard once again on the search for a survivor next to a generator. He does find that as well. And once again, we are moving to the IKEA house that we can build ourselves here with the pallets in the courtyard, but no one is going to be down there at the moment. We do see, however, that the rescuer is slowly coming in as well, trying to anticipate that with the locker as well, and a perfect one onto Daimao right here, getting the next down before he can reach the window, and that is leaving hitboxes as the final survivor. We've seen him at this generator last, and that's also where we are now going. Yokard just knows everything.
Yep, and teleports right onto Hitboxes, who is the last man standing, and he has these two water tower pallets, tries to swing through. Yokard trying to absolutely make sure they don't get anything. Did not want to get a single generator done. Hitboxes tried to commit, but made the professional decision to not do that because they would have gone down. It's tried to waste enough time, but Yokard did hit that generator, meaning that, yes, it is regressing, and that would be the last final down. Yokard able to 4K2 on a Dredge set. An insane result to see on this lower tier killer, especially considering this is not even their pick. And the Calamity survivors were able to just get 3 stages against Oboy. That is such a confidence boost for Calamity to clean sweep a 2-0, exactly what they need as well to boost their standings in the rating for the teams. Oh, and we find Hatch as well, a mechanic that we have no control over. There's no offering to be burned to be able to make that a static spawn, so Daimao will absolutely be dying either from a bleed out or being placed on the hook. These were some incredible matches to witness today. The teamwork between the survivors and the play from all the killers. This was just an incredible matchup. Dyer, what do you think about our matches today?
I love it because Calamity is for me the new favorite team that is going into the playoffs. We have seen them last week doing so strong against Elysium, juking Xeno's Demogorgon. That is something you need to be capable of, first of all. Now against Oboy, where we all said, well, this is a matchup of 2 balanced teams. They are having the same win and loss ratio. They are close together with the set win percentage as well. So we were expecting a very, very close matchup when determining the teams that are going into the playoffs slowly, and it was the opposite of that. Calamity has dominated both sets. It's a very clear 2-0. So asking me, Calamity, with this game today, they handed in their application to be everyone's favorite for that 4th slot in the standings, and therefore the participation card for the playoffs. What do you think about Calamity?
I think that they've played so very well and just showed everybody just how well that they can play organizational wise. And, you know, they're definitely a favorite, I would say, especially just like in the standings, like you said. This will catapult them into, you said 4th, I believe, in the standings so far?
Yep.
So that is a very, very good spot, especially if you are Calamity. We can definitely tell that they have been on their practicing, on their communication, on their killer play as well. That was just incredible to see, especially like today's matches. They just look so on top of things. So that is definitely a team that I will be watching out for, especially against the other teams that are ahead of them as well. We'll have to keep an eye out for this team and for Oboy and for our next matchup.